Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on folks. This is man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Folks, I got a busy week, I'm telling you. All right, these ladies, they want to share their stories. And the season's starting to wear down. There's maybe, if I just heard this, there's one more Olympic qualifier for women's bodybuilding. That is going to be in a couple of weeks from now. I found this. I thought the show was going to be for next year's, but it's confirmation that it's for extended for this year. Anyway, folks, as a content maker, I enjoy talking to people, especially these up and coming ones. We have here the young lady who just made her competitive bodybuilding debut this year. So you know how I like these guys. I like these new, fresh, wet. You get that. I know. I don't want to scare her, but yeah, I just this is we get new fish. You get excited. So anyway, we have here the lovely Mrs. Madison Fingerhut. Fingerhut, that's tell me your name. Remember, my mom and my sister used to buy stuff out of the magazines back in the day, the catalog.
Oh, yeah. No relation, but I get that a lot.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey, you owe me for that. Never mind.
Yeah.
So, interesting about Madison, as you know, I've interviewed a vegan competitive bodybuilder before. She's my second one, and she competes in figure. The other lady, Brooke Sellers, she competes in wellness and
Yep.
figure. That's the division where you really got to bring a good amount of muscle. You're kind of like in between bikini and physique in a way. But
Mhm.
we're going to talk to her, have her share a story with how she got started and what her plans. Because she's already competed a couple of shows. She made a debut early this year. It was the Mid Illinois, and that was her first show. And she did another show after that. So, ma'am, we appreciate the time you give us. Welcome to the show. So, share with us what got you started in this sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity. Please share.
Thanks. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Um, I am obviously a amateur, so I'm relatively new. But a few years ago, I think I started almost probably like anybody else does, just purely wanting to work out for health, for weight loss. And so that's kind of how it started. But I was always in competitive sports growing up, and it's just something I really enjoy, pushing myself, being competitive with myself. I was a competitive swimmer for a really long time growing up. So I guess I kind of missed that competitive edge after graduating. But I started to lift at a gym that opened up near me. And the more I kept doing it, the more I was like, I think I really like this. And after a while, after a few months doing it on my own, well, almost a year doing it on my own, I hired a coach just to kind of like level up. I wasn't really looking to compete, but I was like, okay, if I'm really interested in this and I think I'm kind of good at it, I want to get a coach. And so I did. And that coach was an IFBB pro in wellness. And so after that, after a few months working with her, I think she kind of planted the seed or kind of pushed me to do it. But also at that time, the Olympia was going on. And so that's when I first caught a glimpse of like what figure looked like. And as soon as those figure girls stepped on stage, I was like, that's it. That's what I want to go for. It was beautiful. The heels, the glitter, the suits and the muscles. And it was just like, yeah, I've got to push myself to do that. And so then it just kind of snowballed from there. Decided to do my first prep started November of last year, and then ran up. I did my first show in April, and then I did another one in May, and now I'm in an off season.
Yeah. I know wellness is becoming a big popular division. It's the new division that's in the bodybuilding. Other
Mhm.
organizations, not just the IFBB, NPC, OCP, PCA. There's so many different organizations that have brought it, kind of brought it in fully and accepted it because it's very popular in Brazil.
Mhm.
Because those women have those very strong, as we sometimes call it, Afro aesthetics, the thicker legs,
Right.
thicker hips. I mean, it's a lot harder to train, especially if you don't have those strong aesthetics. That's why so
Right.
much of the top competitors are usually Brazilians.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely popular and being on like social media, TikTok, Instagram. That's the look that everybody's going for, which is great. Um, happy for anybody that gets in the gym and trains, but it's definitely a very rising in popularity for sure.
Hmm. And so instead of you were trained for wellness, but you compete in figure. So you still interested in doing wellness, or you feel like you're more comfortable with figure?
No, I kind of gave up on that after a few months training like a wellness girl. I just genetically, I'm taller. I don't carry a lot of mass in my legs. I've always been just genetically broad shouldered, and then narrower at the ribs. And so just genetically, I think I just fit a lot better in a figure.
Yeah, because that thing, genetics is a factor, especially as a competitive bodybuilder. It's how you
Yeah.
develop and you grow over time. Some women have started out in bikini in their starts and then move on to figure. And then eventually some move
Yep.
into physique. One lady who I follow, Ashley Jones, she was figure for a good while, then did
Hmm.
physique, and now she's competing as an open female bodybuilder in Olympia.
Yeah.
And, you know, as you are growing and developing, what things do you feel like you really need to help you get to that process?
Growing wise, like what I need in muscularity.
Hmm.
Oh gosh, I think a good solid a year off is going to help me a lot with growing because, like you said before, figure requires a lot more muscle mass um, just coming in. So we're going to push hard this off season. Um, Training wise, I have a new coach now. Switched coaches mid prep, and so he's been really helping me a lot to also get optimize health wise. So that's a really big thing. Is reason why I went to him. He has me get blood work done, GI maps, making sure everything's good inside, so that when my improvement season comes, we're not held back by anything that's underlying health wise. No GI issues, no bacterial overgrowths, things like that can happen when you have a really hard prep or you're under eating chronically like you are for a prep. Just making sure that everything's running smooth so that when I hit that improvement season, it's easier to put on that muscle that I need.
Yeah, because this is one thing people got to say about bodybuilding. It's a process,
Hmm.
and often I hear people say, trust the process. No, you don't trust anything fully. You research it, you study it, you know what it's about. Then, when you understand it, then you trust it. And especially someone like you're you're a young lady. I mean, it takes that time to develop those strong muscle aesthetics, especially for a division like figure.
Right.
And also the thing is you're a vegan, which is something that's kind of difficult to be in bodybuilding because protein is very important, and it's hard to find substitute for protein. I mean, I know there's other stuff that you use, but what got you into being a vegan?
Oh, I've been vegan for much longer than I've been in bodybuilding. Eight, oh yeah, 8 years, I believe. So this is kind of like my normal. So it's not new to me, but yeah, it was again, I struggled with my weight my entire life. Um, I was just very overweight growing up in high school and even after high school, college, in my earlier 20s. And so it was just strictly for weight loss at first. And it helped tremendously. But as I kind of got into it, I realized that there are just things that you can't do blindly, and you need to know what you're doing if you're going to eat the way that I do. And I think that's the problem when a lot of people have initially like, oh, I want to try being vegan. They just take the meal that they were already eating and just get rid of the animal products, and then you're left with like 100 calories. And then they're like, I was starving all the time. And I'm like, yeah, no joke. I would be too. So you have to know a little bit of what you're doing if that's what you want to do. But yeah, it's just been, it wasn't even a thing that crossed my mind when I wanted to bodybuild. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it and I'm going to be vegan doing it. There are other people that are doing it. So why not? Why can't I? So.
Uh, I think it's become very popular going to become a vegan, vegetarians. Me, I'm too old for that. I've been eating meat since I can remember. I'm a meat and potatoes man, sweetheart. I don't know. I'll be ready to give it up. I know, say meat not good for you. Hey, it tastes good when it goes down your stomach. So, Yeah,
Hey, now I used to think that too. That's how I was raised. My whole family's Southern. It was the land of casseroles and put butter on everything, and I mean that's how it was when I grew up. But yeah, I
yeah, because you live in the Midwest and I live in the South, and that's kind of like how things work. We're
yep.
more rural, areas where that's how my family was sharecroppers. My father, my grandfather,
Hmm.
they did that. My great grandfather was a slave, and in our history, we had to find things that were reasonable. It was like cheaper to get certain foods, like even when I started making this change, especially eating healthier. I don't
Hmm.
eat too much processed meats. I try to get away
Yeah.
from that. I do more
Hmm.
leaner meats. I eat more vegetables. I mean, I try to drink more water, but sometimes water is boring.
I know.
It's
You
boring.
got to get that crystal light.
I never like that Crystal Light. If I don't get something like that, I might as well go ahead and get Kool-Aid.
See, that was a prep hack. That was a prep hack I had. I would carry around this big thing and then my crystal light. Just squirt that in there because I had to drink so much water.
Yeah, because water can be boring. Water's good for you. It keeps your skin clear. It keeps you hydrated, but it is boring. It just
It is
not enough
boring.
flavor to it. You even put ice to it.
Hmm.
Sometimes I remember with kids, we used to put sugar water and make sugar water even have Kool-Aid. So, folks, what we're gonna do is go jump in Madison's social media for a bit. If you want to follow Madison, her links are in the description of this live stream. You want to support her in her path as a up and coming bodybuilder. Show interest. But guys, and Madison, this is no offense to you. It's one of my disclaimers. I tell these guys out here, you guys out here, no D pics. Stop it. This is young girl. This is a young girl. I mean, I know you guys. You see these pictures, girls. They pump. They all muscular. You get excited, but come on, guys, have some common sense. This is somebody's child here. So we're going to jump into her social media for a bit here, and here she is, and she sent me some pictures earlier, and she used some of them, but it's very impressive. I mean, like I said, you come a long way, you know, and as a competitor, what do you like the most, especially when you're training? What's that one thing you like the most to work on with, and what's the thing you like the least?
Oh gosh. I have to like gaslight myself every single week to work chest. Coach, if you're listening, I still do it. But it is always hard. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I don't care about chest as much as a figure girl. I know you have to work chest, but I'm like, eh. But I love training back, which is going back to the whole why did I choose figure thing. I just love the look of a more muscular upper body, especially on me. So like I knew I wanted to be able to train upper body a lot, and so that's a reason why I chose figure. So I love back day. I love leg day, which I guess would be good for wellness, but. I people ask me all the time what the calf routine is. So if you're listening to this, there is none. It's genetics. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
That's
truthfully
like
it
my
says.
number one comment on all of my pictures is what's the calf routine?
Yeah. And like I say, you came a long way. You work hard
Yes.
and you change your habits. That's one thing about when you get in sport. You have to change a lot of things you used to do. From your
Yep.
eating habits and your workout habits. I mean, it's a tough sport to get into, especially I see this quite often for women because women you're supposed to be soft and feminine and like that. But
Oh
then
yeah.
the idea people don't think women could have muscle. But like I said, being doing this content and seeing how things women got to it, either they got into because of personal reasons, because they, like yourself, was athletic when you were younger, and life hits you, or you get a job, you can't do as much like you used to, and then you find something that you truly like, because you know. And then when you say you love leg day, then I must call you a mutant. Because anytime I hear anybody say they love leg day, it's you're a mutant. I know I've heard somebody say they don't like chest day, but you know what? To be a complete athlete, you have to work everything, even the things you
Oh
hate to
yeah.
work. You have to work the
Yep.
most. Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yeah, I don't know. I really love the I almost like want to call it like the psychotic nature of doing legs like really hard. I don't know. I just love it.
yeah. So after your last show, what was the critique that the judges gave you?
Um, so coming in, they told me, of course, just more upper body, back with shoulders, things like that. Of course, conditioning was a big one, shocker. But I battled a lot of hard things during that prep. And so I am still proud of the package that me and my coach were able to bring. Conditioning, I mean, it was my first show, your first time athlete. You get better as you go. Conditioning was a factor. It's not like I was sneaking food on the side. It's just what happened. So, but it was good. At no point did they tell me that I needed more legs, but my very first day back in the gym, I was doing legs. So,
But, to the sport that people need to understand, especially as a competitor. You train, you work hard. Now, and it's good that you get to critique that. What was that feel like for you that first time you're on stage? You're out there, you're in your little suit. I know your family and friends are there. What was that feeling for yourself?
oh, I practiced so many times in my mind for that like first initial like walk out onto stage because I know myself and I knew that like if I um, allowed myself to like look up and look around and be like overwhelmed, I would get so nervous. So like I would practice in the middle of the gym my posing because that was something I was really worried about. Um, but that first time in April, I was just like, I can't believe that the past 20 weeks have led to this. It was such a long, hard prep. Those for that first initial time for my first show, I was like, I can't believe that I actually got here. But the second time around was a much bigger show, was a much bigger stage, um, and so I honestly felt pretty confident walking out there. I know myself, and I knew that I had to be able to step on stage and think, I did absolutely everything I was supposed to. I didn't skip a cardio session. I didn't skip meals. I didn't add meals. I prioritized my rest. I hit all my training sessions the way I was supposed to. And I knew that if I could tell myself in my mind, you did everything that you were supposed to do, I could be relaxed and like, hey, it is what it is. No matter what happens, I made it here. I did everything I was supposed to, even though it was really hard a lot of times. And so I was honestly quite relaxed stepping onto stage both times. First time I was a little nervous, but the second time definitely really relaxed.
Well, like I said, it's a tough sport. You got to be out there for like depending because with figure you don't have too many poses. You have like the four mandatories.
Hmm.
You turn,
Yeah.
turn, 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 turn. You have to spread out your lats, and you got to
Yep.
think about it. That is kind of can be a little nerve wracking. You have people sitting down and judging you,
Hmm.
critiquing your physique, and then at the end of it, they tell you how you place, and then they give you the critique. I forgot. How did you place in your both your shows?
For my first show, I obviously did the novice division as well as the open. So I placed first in novice, first in my class, and then third overall. And then for my second show, I placed second in my class. So I wasn't able to do the novice anymore, of course, but
That's because like you're novice. That's mean you're brand new, and now you're no longer brand new. You already did your first show, and
right.
and with your family, do they support your decision to compete? Because I know sometimes I learned that some people don't understand the sport. The mindset of most everybody who think about bodybuilding is like, you take steroids, take that, you get jacked, yeah. But
Yeah.
there's more to it than
Yeah.
just taking a magic pill. It has to be consistent. The diet, everything that's involved in it. Like when you like, especially with your parents, do they support you and your family friends? They support you in your endeavors.
Yeah, I think so. Of course, it is hard to understand from the outside. People who have no idea, they don't go to the gym, your friends and family, if, they're living their life, they don't understand why you can't have a family dinner or, you're bringing your own food to family things or like they're trying to get you to taste something and you're like, oh, no, thanks. So, that part maybe is a little difficult, but I've definitely had support from my friends and family, and of course my gym family. Everybody that went to my gym, they were all cheering me on. My gym live streamed my first show. to like their Facebook page, and a lot of support there. People would tell me good luck. They were rooting for me. They were seeing me on social media and stuff. So that was really nice. It means a lot.
Yeah, it's important to have that support because you know what? This sport is mentally, physically, emotionally, financially draining,
Yeah.
especially for the women. Because I keep saying this, and I'm always going to say this. On the men's side, all they got to do is put on some banana hammocks and board shorts and spray
Yeah.
paint. That's about
Yep.
it. You ladies, you have to represent yourself. It's kind of like a bit like a pageant. You have to come
Hmm.
in all glammed up, make sure your hair done, your makeup's done, your suit's nice. I know somebody said sometimes you have to glue, like just like the girls in pageants have to glue it in certain spots because you don't
Yep.
want something to peek up.
Yep.
I interviewed Willie a while back. She did a show where she had a little wardrobe malfunction right in the middle of the show. It's just one of those things that comes with this sport. And
Yeah.
I say this, that you know what, if this sport was more lucrative, where in which okay, I can make a career out of it.
Hmm.
I could say, you know what, I don't need to do anything else. And I know you also, I saw that you do some coaching. So how long have you been in coaching? And what's your clients, are they a mix of lifestyles and competitors?
I've been, I have had my coaching business for a year this month. It'll be a year this month. I graduate in May with a degree in nutrition science. So I am in school right now, but so that was hard during prep. But so I'll be graduating with my degree then, and I really want to use that to help people in my community. And even out, I do a lot of online coaching, but I don't coach competitors. I only take lifestyle clients. If somebody wants to compete, I funnel them to my coach, who I'm actually being mentored by. I'm working under him. So that's really awesome for me. But most of my clients are just regular people who want to get in shape, who don't really know anything about bodybuilding, which is fine. Um, they are mothers and their wives and their students, and they want to learn lifestyle habits that'll carry with them for the rest of their life. So that's what I'm there for.
Yeah. And you mentioned your coach. What's his name? How long? Like I said, you just started out this year because you were with somebody else and you switched to him. How was
Mhm.
the relationship with him?
Sean is great. Sean Lehner, he is in my area, but he coaches people all over. He has IFBB Pro clients, bodybuilders. He's a bodybuilder himself. He's great. He prioritizes his athletes' health, which I just personally really love, really resonate with. I think everybody should do that if they're in this sport, especially long term. He and his wife, she's like his assistant coach. She is a hormone specialist at a place called Rise. And so they're just a really great team, and I'm super grateful for them. I'm very grateful that he took over my prep when I really needed it. So, and he really did a great job in turning that around. So,
Yeah, it's good that you have a good relationship. I know some people who have gone through coaches to coaches because sometimes it's trying to find the right person to work with you, and then sometimes there's some people have a good relationship to coach.
mhm,
They've been with it for years until either they retire to the game and then they move on to something else, and that's important because people don't understand that you need that coach. He gives you that other eye that you may not understand what you can see, but he can understand what he sees, and
right.
then gives you the plan. Like as you know, so again, you're a vegan, so your plan is totally different. So what's a diet like, especially for those people out there who are more as myself? We're still caveman. We like eating meat. So what's your diet like? What's the nutrition in your and everything that's right?
So, usually in the morning, I would start out with like oatmeal, scoop of protein powder in it, some fruit, some nut butter, peanut butter, almond butter, something like that. I love to have that for my workout. I really feel like it sticks with me and it just gives me so much energy to train. Um, and then, he'll give me a protein source that I utilize a lot. And maybe when Brooke was on the show, she said it too, but it's seitan, which is a protein made out of vital wheat gluten. That it was like the main protein source for me in prep because it's like almost purely just protein. There's no fat, minimal carbs. And so I've utilized that a lot. He'll give me veggies, asparagus, green beans, broccoli, pineapple for fruit, blueberries, banana, We utilize white rice. I love white rice, basmati rice. He'll give me rice cakes, and make my ninja creamy at night, which is like becoming a whole big thing I know on social media, but I love it. It's a purchase that I think everybody should make, especially competitors, because man, that nighttime ice cream in the ninja, it's so good.
We have a ninja. I don't use it too much. My mom bought it years ago. And, she liked it because it was like she can take in like when she cooked like meatloaf. She just like put the peppers and onions and this and that in it. She cooked it. And she just put it in. She just knead into. My mother used to make great man food. My mother, she's been gone for a while. It's just one thing you realize. You miss me having a good woman cooking for you. You miss that. So,
Yeah.
as you are going through your prep, what's the plan? You just going to take the rest of the year off, and you're going to make return in 2026.
Yeah, I'll probably when I talked to my coach last, man, I know I keep saying this, but my prep was pretty long, pretty hard. So I told my coach, I was like, I don't really want to go into another prep until probably like a year from like now, because I just went through my reverse, getting back into. I'll be like going into a surplus soon, training hard. So I want to give myself a good solid year. I'm not really. I mean, it's so fun to compete and it's so fun to get on stage, but I know it's going to be there for me, and I don't want to go back again and just kind of like waste my time, getting another, like not being ready to like be actually like really competitive. So probably in 2026, maybe the earliest like December of next year. But it's a maybe. I'm just kind of relying on my coach, and we're just going to go off looks and see how much I can grow in that time. When he says I'm ready, we're going to hit it.
So pretty much it's a wait and see process. Just see how things go along, do your prep, and see how things work. There's so
Yeah.
much to this that people still don't understand because not everybody can do this sport. Like I said, there's a lot of sacrifice you have to make, time, money. I know, especially you on a prep and you can't eat what you want to eat. I know there's those vegan burgers out there, and or, something that's like for us who are not vegans, we like something salty and something a little greasy. Tell me, Miss Madison, what is that thing after that last show? That thing that was calling your name.
Well, all of prep, I just wanted like pizza. So that's exactly what I did. I think you on my social, there was a picture of me with like two pizza boxes completely empty, and I'm holding up the one fingers because it was worth the stomach ache that I got afterwards. It was so good. And then, weirdly enough, this, I don't think anybody else is going to relate to this, but for me, I wanted like some crunchy veggies. I just wanted like a big bowl of like veggies and pickled vegetables. And so I went to like this place called Core Life Eater. I don't know if it's around anywhere else, but man, it was good. It was like a bunch of greens and crunchy veggies and a good sauce to drizzle over all of it. And that really hit the spot too. But the pizzas that was like the main thing. I don't remember having anything sweet other than some girls at my gym got me a huge bag of all of my favorite candy. They had like the Sour Patch Kids in there. They had the Twizzler pull apart ones. I bought myself like some Pop Tarts. Some of the Pop Tarts are vegan. I have like Oreos and the lemon Girl Scout cookies and everything. It was great. That was like my favorite day of the year.
Or those Girl Scout cookies. I mean, they be like crack dealers on the corner. You know what I mean? Like,
There was a yeah,
they'd be
there
like,
was a lady at my gym who was selling them for her daughter, and she took me out to the parking lot and opened up her trunk and
it'd be like they say,
like, all right.
I got these thin mints. You got baby, you want some baby? I got these, and I also got these your DC doughs. You want some of those too? Say,
Oh
no,
yeah.
man, I don't. No, go ahead, give me 5 boxes, and don't put the money in the hand. Give me the money in the corner. Give me the money in the corner.
You're
That's
supporting
how.
a good cause.
Yeah. Those Girl Scouts, they're what, a lot of drug dealers can learn something from Girl Scouts. I remember my sister used to work as a den mother when years ago when we were younger. Here we got a man. Shout out to our man Warrior 2000 coming through. Shout out to Warrior says, "What's up? Thank you, brother, coming through." Also, shout out to him again. He says, Madison reminds me of Hollywood actress, but I can't put my finger on it. You know, what I'm trying to think of. Uh, mm,
Thank
maybe
you.
I'm trying to think of who. There's so many. Maybe it probably popped in my head. It might pop in my head when I'm not thinking about it. Sometimes you ever had the time so you see something, say, you know what, I'm, and then you're like, oh shit, now I know. Yeah, it just I'm getting that old timer. Sometimes you get that when you get, but you're still young. You still, as I say like this, like my man. I have I've mentored many characters under my mantra, and one of my man is my man Jerome. He's a player from the Himalayas, and he says like this. He says like you're still. We'll pull him up in a minute. He says you're still. Here he comes. He coming up. He come. Come on, Jerome. Take it slow. I need you. You wet my ears, and your breath smell like Similac. So shout out to Jerome, aka the player from the Himalayas. So it is a tough process. You work out, you're training. There's so much to the sport, and you know what? You have to love it, or you have to have
Mhm.
passion for it, because most
Yeah.
people wouldn't do what y'all do. Wouldn't go in the gym for like hours every other week, and then you're on a strict diet. Like I said again, yeah. The one thing is like when you go home, like summer's just over. Yeah, barbecues here and there, big family cookouts, and then you're there and you're bringing your plastic container with your food, and then everybody else says what she's eating. I mean, we got cooked food right here. We're saying, but because you are determined to compete and to get to that next level, you have to make those sacrifices.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. It's a question that I get all the time, and I know I'm not the first person to talk on it, but people will ask me all the time, how do you get so motivated to go to the gym, to eat healthy, to prep your meals, to, do all the things, but I love it. I don't know how else to, I mean, I can't help you because if you don't love it, you're not going to want to do it. There are days that are hard, but I can't wait until I get to train again. I can't wait until, I get to put on some more muscle. I can't wait to, prep my meals for next week and what am I going to do then? And I can't wait to, how am I going to train legs next time? Should I switch this up? Should I add more weight? It's just like, I just love the process. And it's hard for me to um, answer that question for people sometimes, just because I just love it so much.
hmm Also, I hear this. That's not the difference between discipline and motivation. Discipline is the
Mm,
thing that you keep going, makes you pushing forward. You
yeah.
follow a set plan. You stick to that set plan. And
Hmm.
motivation is just something that it can come and go any other day. But sometimes
Yeah.
it's good to have that motivation. It gets you that. You get in the morning, you say, you know what, I'm excited to start my day. I'm ready to do what I need to do. And
Yeah.
I do content as bodybuilding. As the sport has evolved over the years, like you have that look of maybe when figure first started out. Great development, not too much muscular, but if you as compared to you see how the divisions have evolved over time. How the girls even now in bikini look more like the girls in figure. The girls in figure looking more like girl women in physique. And you feel like you can make to that next level, especially as I said again, being a vegan competitor.
Yeah. Um, I definitely hear it's, the lines are maybe a little more blurred than they were, however many years ago. But just the look of figure just always has spoken to me. And I love the training. I love the, of course, I said it, but the upper body muscularity. I love it on myself. I love it on other women. I just think it looks so good on that X frame. Um, but yeah, I don't really think about being a vegan too much, to be honest with you. It's just something I do. Um, I don't think it limits me in any way. I still get the same macronutrient breakdown as anybody else. I just get it in a different way. So
Yeah, that's the thing always that people, the tradition's always been that meat, protein, meat, protein, meat. It's one of the things building blocks. But everybody has their own style. I mean, I know some
Mhm.
ladies, like I said again, who are vegan, who do this. And to do this sport, you have to really have a set plan and understand what you're getting into. It's not as simple as everybody think it is. You stick to that plan, you work with it, you grow how you grow, and you develop. You mentioned, as you said, you like seeing muscle on women, so do we. There's an old small saying: "We always rock hard, we'll rock hard." That's just us. But who, if you look at anybody, who do you look at the most? What's anybody really inspires you as a competitor?
Oh gosh, so many. I think when I first watched the Olympia, that was like my first introduction to bodybuilding. Because before then, I thought that I had no idea there were so many different classes for women. First of all, I think when I used to think of women's bodybuilding, I would only think of like what would be like women's physique or women's bodybuilding. I didn't know there were like other divisions. And so when I was first like tossing around the idea, oh, a competition, I'm not big enough for that. But then I watched the Olympia and I saw the figure girls come out, and I think it was Natalia. I think she got fourth that year. And then of course Sid Gillen came out on stage, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Her little waist, her big upper body, her legs, her glutes, she's just stacked. And Sid Gillen is actually my posing coach now. So it's so cool to be able to be taught by her. And she's so nice. She's like the nicest person. I've met her in person a few times. Like she's just the sweetest person, and she's a great posing coach. And how like lucky am I to be able to be coached by Miss 7-time, almost 8 figure Olympia.
Yeah, I say one lady who I'm a fan of is also one of her opposing clients is Andrea Shaw.
Yes.
She is so amazing.
Yep.
I've been a fan of hers ever since she hit the game. She brought a new level. She brings both beauty, class, muscle. She brings it's just amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
and
And I've met her in person too, and she was so nice.
I mean, I often heard this. This is true story. I always bring this out. Even by the time we mentioned talk about Andrea Shaw. This is a friend of mine. She was at the Olympia last year. Her name is Eunice. Eunice runs Bad Rap. They do sponsorship and product placement for women's bodybuilding. This is that issue of of muscle development. It's probably the first and only issue in years where you had the only of women's bodybuilding. I used to remember the ladies should be on the muscle mags, but after a while they stopped putting them on the muscle mags. And Andrea was on this show, and I think the magazine has closed out. And Eunice did me a good favor. She was there and she had Andrea sign it for me.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and that's why I love doing this. And when I get rewarded, my friend Eunice just had a birthday last week. I sent her a package. She said thank you, and I appreciate it. This and stuff like this. Like I've gotten stuff from people become I interviews with, become funny with. I love this. I need to put this into a case, but I just can't help it. I just love it. I plan to call it George. So I enjoy,
Yeah.
watching ladies and following y'all ladies. When I've been following body for a long time. I grew up in the tail end of the Schwarzenegger era, and you think about bodybuilding. The two people that stick out was Arnold and Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk and the Terminator.
Mhm.
Here we got here from a man. Warstein said that she looks like Anna de Armas a little bit. Who's that? I said
I'll have to
I'm
look that up.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm the type of person. James Earl Jones just that passed away. That's a great actor. Most of the new actors I don't really kept up with anymore. I just, I still watch old westerns. Like this morning, I was watching for my first interview. I was watching Inspector Gadget. And, and here he says also this. It says also Joey King, another actress mixed with Ana de Amaris. That's what Madison looks like with those actresses combined. So okay, yeah, I
I'll
don't
have to
know.
look that up.
Yeah,
I've never gotten that before, but I'll have to look
yeah.
that up.
Well, everybody has that count a little bit. See
Yeah.
people tell me I look like you know, I look like my mother and my older brother. Yeah, I don't know why his thing's going on. Yeah, I gotta get a new computer. I keep telling myself this one get word out.
Well,
But
you've
yeah,
probably got your hands full with the women's bodybuilding world to watch movies or keep up with
yeah, because
actresses.
Yeah, because right now there's a show coming up. It's in UK. I got to put together. I usually do this. I always put together like a video for these upcoming shows. It's not gonna have a live stream. Kind of disappointed because I didn't watch the prejudges. I can watch the finals.
Hmm.
One lady a while back who I interviewed. Her name's Roshana Boswell. She's competing in the show. I met Roshana. She was down here in North Carolina a couple of years ago, right after she won the Puerto Rico Pro. She was with my man Glenn. Glenn runs his own magazine called Amazon Fitness, and she was doing a seminar. People like Michelle Boswell interviewed and met. It's I'm planning on going to because I hadn't gone to my shows. It was a Savannah. It was 2 years ago. I'm planning on going to another show. I got to go fund me. I hope people can donate and follow me. Hey, I can use a little extra money because I'm broke. I got a car still in the shop. I hate that car. And I want to do more because I follow other people. They do a lot more. So you know what? As a content maker, especially on you ladies, I like to get out there a little bit in the world, meet y'all, talk to y'all, get your perspective, get you on. That's why I enjoy doing these interviews. And this is something that y'all ladies don't get enough recognition because everybody pays attention to wellness and bikini because they're the TNA divisions. The men's divisions they pay attention more because they're, excuse my language, is how it is in the pippin game. They're the bottom bitch, the one bringing the money and yeah, they bring the money
That's
and
true.
the money and the promotions. But y'all ladies, y'all make up the majority of the divisions, NPC, IFB, whatever organization, because you need that recognition, you need that respect, you need that opportunity, especially money wise. I said again, it costs more for you ladies to compete. Your hair, your makeup, posted right there. That's uh, rent, car note, mortgage.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to
The
find ways.
suits.
I know one lady, she's a NBC and OPC pro. She uses her own suits because it's a way to save some money. But,
Yeah.
sponsor does help. So, have you ever been approached about sponsorship or anything?
No, not yet. Not yet. That would be really cool. I would love a suit sponsor if anybody's listening because that's like the most expensive part.
Yeah, because back in the day, the suits were just nothing fancy. But now,
Right.
because they want you to be more presentable, the more feminine looking, and
Yeah, and you got to
that's
have
the
the right
money.
color.
Yeah, the right color, the right person. I know some people that sometimes they do discounts, or you can buy used suits. I mean, sometimes you got to be
Mhm.
careful with that. But I think I can send you a couple of links. You can check them out. Maybe you can find something that works within your budget. Here this is from my man Warrior says, "Oh George, you with your Home Alone double face slap gasp whenever you mention Andrea Shaw. It's the funniest thing ever. Yes, because I love her. She's just so
I love Andrea
beautiful."
Shaw too.
Yeah, I got one problem. I got a friend of mine. I love him. He's my brother. We do a live stream together. He was with her a while back, and I tell him, keep your hands off my girl. Keep you my brother. I love you, but you have your hands on my girl. He has a wife. He has a pretty wife, but he has his hand on my girl. I'm sorry, man. I just get I'm sorry, man. Sometimes the other guy comes out. He just gets stressed. He can't help himself because Andrea, she completes him. I'm so sorry. I just I gotta take care of him. I don't know why. It's just I'm just like I said. I'm a particular type of criminal. But yeah, I enjoy doing this content when I can interview someone like yourself who's a young up and coming. I mean, I hope I don't scare you because I'm just a fan. Yeah, just so you know. But as a competitor, what do you think would you need to help you get to that next level?
Oh, time. Definitely just some more time. I think it's hard when um, you're on social media and you see the fitness influencers that have been working out for so long and they seemingly hop into a show and they win first place and like, oh, I'll try a national show, and then they win their pro card right off the bat. That's 99% of the time that's not how it usually goes. And I think a lot of people think that that's how it goes, but really you need so much time, especially in the figure division, to put on the muscle mass that you need. It's just going to take time. Consistency, which I've been consistent, so that's not a problem. I don't see that being a problem. It's just going to take some more time to put on that muscle. And um, yeah, I love the process. So it's not going to be a boring time, but it's just going to be a little more time, which is fine.
Yeah, that's important. Time is because this is. I often have heard this. This is not a race; it's a marathon,
Yeah.
and it takes time to. And consistency is the one most important thing about this because you just don't. Okay, I go to work out this day here, take a skip day. What I said, you have to be consistent. You have to stick to routine. Be
Right.
regimental when you do this. You have to follow your diet, follow your plan, whatever your coach has set for you. You know, people don't understand when you're on that stage and we out there in the crowd, we're seeing y'all. You're bright and shiny. You just your shoulders are capped. Your muscles are popping. We don't understand that you're up there halfway starved,
Yeah.
dehydrated, tired. Sometimes I've ladies tell me, say, "Man, George, I just forgot something. I'm on prep. My brain is like shorted. I mean, but
Yes.
if you're willing to and determined to, you can get it. We all know these social influencers, yeah, they get a lot of attention, but the fact is, most of those social influencers, half their followers are not even real people. They're bought. It took me 5 years to get to over 2,000 people on YouTube, and I'm proud of those 5 years it took me to get to that point because it's
Yeah.
hard work. People like yourself, ladies that follow me on my social media, who support my content. I've become friendly with some ladies. We talk every now and then. Sometimes we have long discussions, especially when they're going through prep. I might just say, call and say, "How you doing? I hadn't seen you for a while. I hadn't heard from you in a while." I say, "Well, Jordan's doing this, doing that, and just it's kind of tough. So, well, we'll just talk to me and see what's on your head. Maybe get it off your chest." People need to understand there's a lot to this, and it's good that you have support in your friends, your family. You know, most people may not have it because, like I said again, people don't understand it. Your individuals would it be more, I think, a little bit more simple. But then at the same time, people say like she get too muscular. I mean, she didn't get too manly. And it's guys who have moves like me.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that a lot. But it's just like I've never met a secure person who criticizes others. So it's always the people who are unhappy with themselves or like it's just you make silly comments, you're going to get silly comments back from me. Like I don't care what you think first of all. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like I don't know, why are you being so rude to somebody you've never even met on the internet also? Like you would never probably say that to my face.
Yeah, because it's easy to pick on somebody off on a keyboard and say, okay, if I got a problem with you, we go ahead, we'll straight it out. We make sure we have a conversation. I'll let you know what's on my mind. But some people don't have that courage. It's easy to pick on somebody, especially if they don't have the same dedication, mindset, or attitude to do what you do. It's easy
Yeah.
to I know I've heard hear this like fitness shaming. So why do you shame somebody because they want to stay fit? I'm saying it's at one point I was only 500 pounds. As my mom passed away, I said, you know what? Now I don't have to worry about her anymore. It's time for me to take care of me.
Hmm.
And those I made some decisions. I'm not perfect. There's some things I like. I think one of my favorites is I like Chinese food. It's been a while since I have some, but when I get some, it's like a buffet place. I like to get myself a nice plate and stack it up. But it's about making choices that's healthy for you. And those people don't understand that. That's their problem. But then, like I said, Madison, you have the guys the other side. The guys on the flip side, the guys who see you ladies, y'all pumped up and shredded. They get excited. And they get so, and they say, "Hell, Madison, if I do something for you, would you?" No, no, stop it. Stop it. Come on, guys. Come on. You get more with a silk glove than iron fist. And I know what you're doing with that iron fist. You should like this. This is a nice young lady said, Miss Fingerhut, we like your personality, we like your style. We are inspired by how much you are inspired to be a bodybuilder. And you know what? We want to, sponsor you. If you're interested in our plan, we have set it out, make sure everything's taken care of. Nothing more we want for you but you to sponsor our company and we sponsor you. I know sometimes it's tough, especially being a bodybuilder, but respect your commitment and your determination to get to your next level. So if you're interested, we have a plan. We work with you, you work with us, and everything will be copacetic. So would you like that, young lady?
It depends on what the product is.
Well, it's something like maybe something like a vegan kind of prep food for vegans,
Oh
something like
yeah,
that.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, because I know prep. A lot of people don't like doing all the prepping because it takes a long time.
Yeah.
And some there's
There is a vegan meal prep company out there. I forgot what their name is. I've been tempted to try them a few times. Maybe I should, and then maybe I should tag them in my Instagram story or something.
what I do is I'll send you. Brooks link. You can check her out. Maybe reach out to her. Maybe it'd be good y'all have that back and forth because you're both vegan competitors, and maybe she
Yeah, I
can.
follow
Yeah,
her on
yeah, you follow
Instagram.
me?
She's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, she's pretty good. She's young, She does wellness. I'm kind of interested in wellness because one of my jobs I used to work in a gentleman's club, and or in the hood we call it the booty club. We used to see a lot of that. Where I saw some ladies that looked like they could be wellness competitors naturally. There's some others that got the ejections. You could tell, but
Yeah. The
yeah.
it definitely takes some good genetics, I think, to be good for wellness. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. Genetics, but also hard work is one
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Sometimes you can have natural talent, but it may not be enough, especially when you have to train, compete, work out. You can go against somebody who has great genetics, but they don't have that, same determination you have to. And
Right.
this is there's so much to this that's encompasses. You have to be consistent. You have to follow your recovery, rest, your diet. Which workouts work best for you. What you have to fix and repair, especially with your girls. I figure it's more about you're developing your shoulders. You get that good taper. You don't want to be too stirred in the glutes, but also you don't want to be too soft. You have to find a lot of stuff to really make everything work. If you understand what I'm talking about, to make
Very
everything come
balanced.
together. Yeah, you gotta. It's just, I know your coach is working with you. Like I said, you still have that advantage. You're still young. You still have that time. I mean, I've talked to some ladies who competed for a long time before they ever got their pro card.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's tough, and sometimes it's just about the work you put into it, the time you put into it, and how much do you want it. You got to make a sacrifice. You can't always go out with your friends and hang out. You can't always do this and do that. Sometimes you have to trade that opportunity to hit the big time for just whatever this best works for you.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of sacrifice, and definitely some delayed gratification.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, I don't like too much delayed gratification. I'm getting older, so yeah. I know a lot of these young people, y'all young folks, you want everything hot, fresh, and now. But yeah, sometimes it takes time. I understand that. So, folks, if you're interested in following Madison, like I said, your social links are in the description of this live stream. Check her out, support her. If you're someone who maybe, like I said again, I know most people going to sponsor who's popular, who's this is that, but young people like her and these competitors are coming up, they can use support. Little things here and there that gets them along the way. It's a tough sport. There's a lot of financial responsibilities. I mean, the cost of a suit, stuff like that. If you're someone who does bikinis and posing suits, if you want to help her out, give her a discount, or even hey, sponsor her. If you're somebody who does meal plans and you do for vegans, set something up for her. Those things that help these athletes out. Little things here and there. Because like I said, bodybuilding is a tough sport. It's not a very popular sport. I used to remember back in the day, it used to come on television, but because people talk about the issue about steroids like that, it's not as popular because hey, kids gonna watch it. But then you have other sports, like football, basketball, baseball, MMA, boxing. They're steroid use, but because it's so
Right.
mainstream, it gets looked past it. You just had the Olympics a few weeks ago, and that's often there's been people who's been accused of using it and been have been stripped of their medals because of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a little taboo to talk about it in bodybuilding, I think. Um, but I think most people will be surprised to know how many of their favorite athletes, bodybuilders or not, are taking some form of PEDs.
Yeah, it's so easy just to look at bodybuilding and put that finger at it compared to other sports. But like I said
Mm-hmm.
again, it's easy to overlook those sports because it's so mainstream. Everybody wants to be
Right.
the next Michael Jordan. Everybody want to be the next Floyd Mayweather. Everybody want to be the next what's the kid playing for Kansas City? I forgot his name. I don't watch football much like I used to. But if you got to understand, those athletes have to do something to get to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not that easy. You just don't get up in the morning and just train and practice. Sometimes it's one thing, it might just need to give you a little help, a little push. Because also, especially you get injuries, you get older, you get hurt, you just need something to help you keep yourself going. Back in the day,
Right.
it was very extreme back in the old days, but now people got a little bit more smart, educated. Like you said, your coach, he has you do blood work, stuff like that. Just saw a guy passed away. Most people don't say, I don't want to go to the doctor, but you need to go. I got a doctor's appointment in next month because I have a pacemaker. I gotta get it. I
Yeah.
gotta keep myself checked. I have issues, especially being overweight. But I've been doing pretty good. My doctor said my weight dropped down, my blood pressure dropped down. I'm doing pretty good because I'm making those life choices. And it's good to
Great.
make sure you take good health care of yourself because you only have one body, and and you don't take care of it, no one else is going to do it for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
So what we'll
Especially,
let you
yeah.
go. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go
No,
ahead.
yeah, no, you go ahead. That was
Oh, I was just gonna say that, especially for bodybuilders, prep is so hard on your body, natural or not. It's just important to stay on top of your health and make sure you have a coach that prioritizes that and has you get your blood work done. And it's just so important.
it is. So we're gonna say this. Or what would you want the most out of this sport for yourself?
Um, it's a great question. I think my goal, at the end of the day, it's a hobby. Nobody pays me to do this. So it's kind of just an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
Even if I were to turn pro, the IFBB won't pay me to be an IFBB pro. Um, so you have to make sure you're doing things for the right reasons. First and foremost, it makes me happy. I like pushing myself and I like competing. Um, and I guess a very close second to that is I just really feel like I can inspire others to make better life choices. Just coming from where I was, unhealthy relationships with food, overweight, not exercising, yo-yo dieting like crazy. I would go to the extremes, crash diets and then binging and then crash diets again. It was just like this vicious, endless cycle. And so I feel like if I can show people that I broke the cycle, you can break the cycle too. You can be disciplined. You can keep those promises to yourself long after the mood that you set them in has left. Um, look where I came from type of thing. If I can do it, you can do it. So that would be I guess one of my bigger goals with bodybuilding is just to kind of pave the path and maybe just be an inspiration for others, even if people don't have to compete, but just to make better lifestyle choices and habits and exercise and things that you never thought you could do. I never would have thought that I would be bodybuilding. Never, ever, ever. If you would have told me 5 years ago that I would be where I'm at now or look the way I do, I would not have believed it at all. So, um, yeah, that's really what it's all about, is just to help others.
Well, that's good. That's a good goal to have, especially in this sport. And I understand this again. If bodybuilding was like more mainly short, where okay, I can make a living off of it. I don't have to work for a day of my life. It should, but it's not. It's like I said, it's a expensive hobby. It's a poor man's sport, poor woman's sport. And if there's
Yeah.
more, things like for especially for the women's end, you don't get as much money compared to the man. Instead again, the man's on the bottom bitch. The one gets a lot of money, and and opportunities are there. Like even though you just have to really work for it. It's there, but there's people who have to put themselves out there to make those
Yeah.
opportunities happen. But the problem is, most people are more worried about their short-term money than their long-term money. They're more worried about it what's for themselves, but not the whole. You have to come together. I know some people don't want to believe in unions, but hey, that does help. I worked a union job. That helped me. But no one's going to take the risk. They don't want to be the person that says, "Hey, I'm going to risk my life, my career for all this," but they're not. But if you're determined to get where you want to get to, I respect that, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
All right. The quote from my favorite movie, Batman Begins, at the end when Jim Gordon says to Batman, "I never got a chance to thank you," and Batman turns around and says, "You never have to." Because this is why I do this. This gives me a purpose. I don't have kids. I've got a woman. My mom's gone. I have brothers and sisters, but they're doing their own life. But this gives me a purpose when I get to talk with someone like you, who's now you're not fresh anymore. You I get two shows under your belt,
That's
but
right.
you're still wet behind you and dressed like Similac. But well, anyway, we're gonna say this. You have anybody want to shout out before we let you go?
Thank you to my coaches. Thank you to my husband. Thank you to my parents. Thank you to my gym family. And yeah, thank you to you. I know you said you don't want to be thanked, but I just want to thank you for having me on, even to be on your radar was so cool. Thank you to anybody who's ever supported me on social media, followed me, liked my things. It really means a lot to me because I don't have a ton of followers or anything, but I appreciate every single one of them. So
Well, like I said, appreciate y'all. I know your husband. He's a good man. He's a good man. Because I
Yes, he
know
is.
being married to a woman, especially if you're a bodybuilder, especially on prep, he's not one either. Yeah, he's a good man.
No,
He's a
he's
good man.
not. Yes,
He's a
he
good
is. Yeah,
man.
I was always pretty hangry there at the end. So,
How long y'all been together?
um, we've been married for 6 years.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, still,
a good
y'all
long
still
while.
young. Good on
Yeah.
while. My parents were together for 55 years, even though my dad lived in New
Oh,
Jersey.
wow.
But my dad was living in New Jersey for the last 30 of it. My mom was here in North Carolina with us.
Oh, okay.
They were still married on the books, but they're not,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's good that you found somebody that loves you, supports you, both be your
Yeah.
mother, your father, your husband. People need that, especially in the sport, because most people don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
just
very
something,
isolating sport.
but I don't think so much because you know what? You have your coach, you have your friends, people that support you. It can
Yeah.
be isolating time, but people say like, "Oh, it's a solo sport," but it takes a team to build your body. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a team. It's really truthfully, it's a team sport in a way. Even though it's like some individuals here, they're part of the
Hmm.
team.
Collaborative
So
effort.
yeah. So folks, instead again, if you want to follow Madison, her links in the description of this live stream. Check her out. If you're someone out there who wants to sponsor an athlete without no strings attached, and also guys out there, follow her. But don't be that weird guy. She has a husband. I don't want to hear. What's your husband's name?
Christian.
Christian. I don't want to hear Christian beat some guy out in the middle of the street because he saw something in his wife's DMs. Hey, you deserve it, but yeah, be respectful. You respect these ladies. They work hard and recognize they are women. They're athletes too. They deserve recognition. Like shout out my man Warrior 2000 was here. Shout out everybody who watched this video. It's live. Support and help these competitors. They really deserve it. This is a tough sport. And like the great Ronald Koeman says, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but they don't want to lift that heavy ass weight. Yeah.
That's right.
So, folks, I will say thank you again. We'll be back here later tomorrow. I got another interview. I'm busy. And I like to keep busy. But also, I appreciate people who follow me, support me, follow Madison on her path. Let's wish her best of luck. We hope to see her maybe in a couple of years get onto Ivy's stage. Maybe
Yeah.
be up against the her coach and mentor, the 9-time champ by then. Now you might take the title too. He's funny. Say, I coach you. You get the title.
She did a little
That
too well.
you're too good. Sometimes like being how best what's the being like Batman and you're Robin. And now
Yeah.
Batman is now retired. Robin taking the place. This is my man KL. Shout out to him before we go out. He says, "What's up? Hey, what's up, brother? Appreciate you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for your support." So, folks, who want to follow Madison, her links in the description. Check her out, support her. If you're someone interested, also she's a coach. If you're interested, maybe making some lifestyle changes, reach out to her. Get more clients, help with the her process. Maybe make a little change for herself. Come on, it's expensive. It's expensive. Anyway, folks, this is your Always George page, aka the Emperor of Female Bobby Talk. Like, subscribe, don't subscribe. We're out. Have a good evening, good morning, and a good night.